I want to show you a tweet that came out of the Prime Minister's office yesterday. And this was the way the country found out officially who their new finance minister is. It came from Stephen Harper's Twitter account, and it announced Joe Oliver, and then it offered up a video if you clicked on the link of Joe Oliver talking. Well, this was all very interesting, except all the reporters who gathered around Rideau Hall yesterday, and Jennifer, I think you were one of them, hoping to witness all this happen and interview, as we traditionally do, the new ministers coming out. A, they didn't get to go in to watch it, and B, they didn't get to interview everybody. What does this say about, you know, the need for reporters on Parliament Hill, the press gallery? What's happened here?
Well, I was going to say it's the subtext, but it's not the subtext. The message, the clear message that we get from the Conservative government is that reporters are not necessary. And I think they're so focused on a marketing campaign for the party, on their re-election, and reporters and journalism just don't fit with the marketing policy. And so that's where you see this sort of propaganda coming out, videotaped interviews by mysterious people with ministers, because reporters aren't needed. And I think this is disturbing. I don't think this is a press gallery issue. I think this is a democratic issue. They're dealing with it in the United States, where President Obama won't let photojournalists in to take photos of him. And there, it's the American right that's complaining about that. Whereas here, I think you keep getting this weird message, which is, why should we let reporters in if they're not going to report about us in a nice way? Isn't that sort of the core of democracy and free speech, that you allow reporters in even when you don't like what they're going to report? I think this is an issue that should trouble many Canadians.
Bruce?
Well, Peter, I think the most charitable explanation for it is that they wanted yesterday to be about a discussion of Jim Flaherty. But I think the other argument is stronger, that this is part of an effort by the government to have such enormous control over its messaging. And I think that the pattern of behaviors has really been abusive of taxpayers' interests. It's needlessly antagonistic towards the media. They spent $500 million of taxpayer money advertising their programs, and now they're trying to control the message through these new techniques. All the way through that piece, they've lost about a third of their support. In any client that I've ever done work for, that would have been cause for an overhaul of strategy, not a doubling down, but a doubling down seems to be what's in order here.
Andrew?
I just think it's odd, even from a message control standpoint. This is the second most powerful person in the cabinet. You've appointed a new finance minister and you hide him from view. I would have thought that in most cases you would want to be showcasing this person who would be playing such an instrumental role in your government, considering the person to be an asset politically, et cetera. And all they did was sort of, as they made it seem as if this was just a minor appointment of a postal clerk or something. It suggests, among other things, that maybe this is not necessarily going to be the finance minister that they take into the next election with them, but is more in a caretaker role, but we'll have to see.
We've got to wrap it up on that note, but it is worth mentioning that in spite of all those attempts to keep him away from reporters, Jennifer, didn't you bump into him on the street in downtown Ottawa yesterday and ended up getting a couple of quotes from him anyway?
Yeah, my colleagues did at Canadian Press, and you know what, Joe Oliver, he's fine with taking a question. Absolutely fine. He can stand on his own 2 feet.
All right. Listen, thank you all, and Jennifer, thanks for sitting in on this hour. Bruce is in Ottawa. Andrew is in Washington tonight. Thank you all.